Thank you for that hourly update on the hour, every hour at Sirius News Network. Thank you, Tristan, the intern. We've got a very special guest here today, the Prime Minister of Australia, the next Prime Minister of Australia, Constable Peter Dutton. Thank you for coming into the studio, Peter Dutton. As one of the features of the Sirius News Network, Mr. Dutton, we have a policy of not allowing politicians to burble on with mindless inanities and recite trite talking points ad infinitum and send us all into a state of existential despair. Do you understand these terms? Very well. So, when I decide that you are carrying on with meaningless bullshit, I will do the following. I will put my hand up as such, and I will give you an appropriate and respectful time for you to finish off your inane chatter. Do you understand? I'll take it that you understand. Now, the statutory tax cuts, which were legislated by your government, previous government, under Prime Minister Scott Morrison, have been largely abandoned by the new Albanese government. However, after your initial strong rebuttal of these changes, you have now decided in Parliament to wave them through. Is that a sign that you accept that this is good policy by the Labor government, Mr. Dutton?
We stood up for people that we want to see given assistance, and it's $15 a week. It doesn't start until July, and it addresses some of the damage that Labor's done to the economy, and the cost of living pressures are really acute for families. So we listened to that and we acted upon it. I would have much preferred to have done both what the Prime Minister had committed to and our own version of stage 3, because there's more significant reform there.
You've made a claim that introducing these tax cuts, which will actually provide a benefit to all Australians rather than just your rich corporate donors, will actually add to the problem of bracket creep.
We're supporting taxpayers who are doing it tough under this Labor government. What I said yesterday was that there would be a tougher time for Australians with the Labor government. They've had 2 budgets where they've made bad decisions, they've driven up inflation. As a result, people's mortgages are staying higher. Australians, we know under this government, are paying probably about $24,000 a year in after-tax dollars extra because of the 12 interest rate increases.
Mr. Dutton, can I?
Because, as the Reserve Bank Governor has pointed out, this is a homegrown problem. And
now, Mr. Dutton, I must insist.
We had money that was hypothecated, set aside for stage 3 tax cuts. The Prime Minister's taken that money and he's put it into other tax cuts. We are the party of lower taxes, and Australians are struggling at the moment under a bad government. And the decisions they've made has made it more expensive for families to balance their budgets, for small businesses to survive.
Oh, fuck this bullshit.
Many people.
Thank you, Mr. Dutton. We appreciate your time. Once again, this is the Sirius News Network, and I'm your host, Derek McSmugley, bringing you all the news seriously. We cross now for a very important breaking news announcement. The former Deputy Prime Minister Barnaby Joyce has just concluded an important press conference. We'll cross now to our correspondent on the spot, Marjorie Winterbottom. Marjorie, can you hear me? Marjorie, I'm sorry viewers, we seem to be having a slight problem with our connection. Marjorie, I've got you now.
Hello, Dick. It's Marjorie here, reporting live to you from our nation's capital at Canberra, just outside Parliament House, where we've had, as you've said, a very important announcement from the former leader of the National Party, Barnaby Joyce.
Looking at me, looking at
Marjorie, can you tell me how this press conference went? These sort of events, particularly involving Barnaby Joyce, are always, as we know, colourful affairs. That's why the voters of New England love him and embrace him like their favourite son.
Yes, important announcement where he announced that he putting paid to widespread speculation about this, that he will indeed stand again.
You pigeon. Oh, you're a pretty good looking pigeon, ain't you?
Barnaby has been quite active, indeed, in the environs of where you are right at this moment, outside Parliament House, leading a protest against wind farms and other renewable projects in rural areas. Did the former National Party leader mention anything to do with these projects or his campaign against them in his press conference just concluded?
Yes, he did mention the issue of renewables. He said that he would continue his anti-green crusade, and he will be taking it now into the evils of planter boxes.
Thank you, Marjorie. Now, just one last quick question before you go. Has there been any comment from Barnaby Joyce's former staffer and now wife, Vicky Campion?
Oh yes, there was a comment from his former staffer and now wife, Vicky Campion, who said that she will, of course, be standing loyally by his side, or kneeling if need be, during his forthcoming election campaign.
That's good news for the good voters of New England and their many sheep.
Yeah, so very colourful and eventful
John Davidson.
press conference, and certainly it's one that is important for the nation and the sheepish voters of New England.
Bullshit, mate.
This is Marjorie Winterbottom reporting to you live for Sirius News Network at our nation's capital, Canberra. It's a long way, baby.
Thank you so much, Marjorie. This is Derek McSmugley signing off here for the Sirius News Network, SNN, and we'll be back with all the serious news that you can bear right after this break.
Well, as we know,
You're still talking, Mr. Dutton.
In the last budget, they're talking about changing
You're still talking, Mr. Dutton.
settings. They haven't
Mr. Dutton.